We started. Whenever you're ready.
Alright, all my fellow nerds, I'm Shane Mess.
Andrew Shearschmidt.
Chris Sheldon.
And this is Geeks in a Box. And today we are going to start off with talking about death battles, Pokemon versus Digimon.
Yeah, we've been hearing about this for a while. So we'll finally talk about it. So, I don't know who knows Digimon, who knows Pokemon,
Digital monsters.
but they're pretty similar. A little bit different, but this battle here specifically focuses on the trainer Red and his Charizard with Mega Evolution. And the other kid from Digimon, Greymon. Yeah, Ty and his Greymon and all that. And putting those two together.
Now we won't spoil the ending of that video, but we'll talk about,
Stats.
yeah, maybe what we think about.
Yeah.
Well, it's Pokemon. The bad thing about Pokemon is once they evolve, they evolve.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing, it's a bad thing.
Only 3 evolutions. I think Digimon have like 4, I believe.
Digimon have like 5, I think, now. So
I don't
they go
know,
from like a
it's
little green, they go from a little ball to like another little pink, another little monster, and then to like an actual another monster, then to another one, then like 6 almost now.
Oh, wow.
But they can de-evolve back, so they don't have to use all their powers.
Which is a not a good thing. It's a con versus the pro on that, because if they get too tired,
they can de-evolve.
yeah. And they only evolve when it's necessary.
Yes.
Like it has to be active. Like he has to feel like his trainer is in trouble for the Digivolve to happen. So there's some cases, even in episodes, where they didn't.
Yep.
Yeah, and they just totally get their butts kicked because the Digivolve didn't happen.
But then you go to Pokemon's, it's like a master-slave relationship.
Yeah, that is the thing, because Pokemon are forced into like almost like slavery kind
It
of.
really is.
A Pokeball.
Yeah.
Small, tiny enclosure.
It's like, hey, look, here's a creature. I'm going to beat up another creature, and then I'm going to throw it in this ball. I'm going to keep it around and make it fight for me.
And then Digimon, they actually choose their masters in a sense. So it's actually kind of
Friendship.
Yeah, they have friendship. So you get that loyalty versus if your Pokemon's not trained right, it can just be like,
Whatever.
screw this, I'm not. No.
Like, who are you?
Yeah.
We'll go back in the ball.
You have to have those gym badges to get into it.
Never understood that. It's like,
Well, then again, Ash never had any badges
No.
ever and somehow won.
Yeah. Well, you see how that Charizard treated Ash.
I kind of feel like he was a special kid. I think he just goes to the gyms
He
and people's
woke
like,
up late, so he never got one of the 3 starting Pokemon. He got some crazy.
it's almost like
big
somebody's
shit.
down the street goes, yeah, the Ash Ketchum's coming down. Let's just kind of throw a battle at him, give him one of the badges, pat him on the head, and send him on the way. Or we're going to be stuck with this kid. And bad things happen wherever that kid goes anyways.
Yeah.
Team Rocket.
Towns explode,
Yeah.
Pokemon like come and stampede, and Team Rocket's there, stealing people's Pokemon, so.
He's got to have an interesting life, though. I mean, wherever he goes, awesome stuff tend to happen around him.
Then the mom's always just worried about like, have you changed your underwear today?
Yeah.
It's like, Mom, I had people throwing grenades and trying to steal my Pokemon all day long.
You worry about underwear.
Yeah. I ran out of clean ones because I crapped myself 10 times a day.
It's also another weird thing. It's like you just leave when you're 12, 13 years old and go around a whole country looking for Pokemon.
I think that'd be pretty cool to enter that world. Walk around.
Sure, but I feel like your parents are pretty neglectful. It's like, oh, you're 13 now, get out. Go catch Pokemon.
Kick you out.
Or the whole country, no money.
We're talking about Death Battle, we're just actually talking about Pokemon and Digimon at the same time, not really,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it stays on the subject of the battle, but one thing about Digimon is, since it's in a digital world, and they eat food, how's that work?
It's digital.
It's like,
It's like the
Are they-
Sword Art
are they-
Online effect, It's like,
it's been a while since I've watched the actual series. I mean, I was going back through it, but so many different anime media you watch that
yeah.
there's a certain point where Digimon just kind of becomes absolutely when I'm watching Kamiga Kills and the one punches and then Gundam. I'm like, I'll get back to watching Digimon sometime. But I didn't know if does the story, because I know they get sucked into the digital world, like, do they become digitized themselves?
That's
I think so.
what I'm guessing they have to, but I don't know what happens to their physical presence. It's stuff that I don't think's ever explained. If it is, it's further in the series I ever got. So, I mean, just get back to the death battle part. It's we could talk about the difference between Digimon and Pokemon all day long. Because I was a Pokemon fan as a kid, like crazy. Loved Digimon, but I still think Pokemon was a little better for me. Shane, I could tell, was more Digimon.
I like Digimon.
I mean, yeah, he likes Pokemon, but
I love
Digimon,
Pokemon as well.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just a preference, you know.
I think it's the style. I think I like the Digimon was a little bit more, at the time, edgier than Pokemon. Pokemon was a bit more cutesy.
Yeah.
I mean, Digimon was cutesy as well, but also when they evolved, they had like mixed machines and then it's been forever since I watched it. The little hamster guy turns like that giant angel guy.
Which never made any sense.
It didn't make sense, but when you're little,
Yeah,
you're
it's
like,
awesome.
oh, like Pokemon don't do that.
And then Chris here has no opinion because he probably never watched any of them.
You watch Pokemon,
I mean,
right?
Pokemon, I'm for that.
Okay.
Okay, we did,
I also watched a little bit of Digimon, but
watch Batman.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to bring Batman for you.
oh, don't worry. Eventually.
So go watch it if you haven't. Don't want to spoil it here. It was really good. It makes sense, which is why I love Death Battle. I think there's only been like one issue that whole series.
For me,
Yeah, the whole Cloud and Link thing.
actually, there's two.
Which
Oh,
one?
I can't remember if the other one was Death Battle or not. Yeah, I think it was. I did not agree with the Darth Vader versus Doom.
Yeah, that was.
I did not.
So there's really only two issues with this whole thing to put together. I think that's a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, so yeah, it's research they do, but it's really trying to put this guy from this universe against this guy from this universe.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. So go watch it. Interesting.
We'll probably put it on our Facebook page or something.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will. We'll put it down there after this video goes up, so you guys can watch it, and then
Right.
we'll
Yeah,
comment.
we don't want to say too much because.
Yeah, I
Don't
mean,
wanna spoil it.
like I said, it's Ty and Gravon, and then Red, not Ash, Red
Versus, well, he has Charizard.
versus Charizard.
Charizard.
And he has Mega Evolution, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they do the Mega Evolution.
So, that's as much as I'm going to say about that. It makes sense, it's good.
Mhm.
I was
better ones.
satisfied. Yeah, I was satisfied with it. It makes perfect sense.
Actually, a little bit of humor I didn't expect.
I was disappointed.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it made sense.
Mm.
It did make
I know why he's disappointed.
sense. Yeah.
But anyways, okay. We'll move on from the Death Battle for now before we go.
Yep, that was the last of the season 2, so we don't know when the next season's going to come out, but I hope it's soon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because those are things that are great to watch every 2 weeks or so.
I mean, if you haven't watched any of them,
Go
you got
watch it.
plenty of them.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Bad news. It's been circling around the net with the Darkwing Duck reboot, and I start looking to it, I'm like, that'd be a good thing to talk about, the Darkwing Duck reboot. And then I go find out that it was all just a April Fool's thing from past April that just escalated on the net, and so we are not going to be seeing a Darkwing Duck.
Which is
reboot.
extremely sad. I missed
Oh,
it.
I was excited. Oh, yeah. A lot of people were.
Which Disney, this is like a good thing to just right now take. If that was that much hype over Darkwing Duck coming back, you should probably bring it back. I mean,
And that one wasn't even as popular as the.
it wasn't part of DuckTales, probably Tailspin.
Yeah. So the fact that like there's that much hype just for Darkwing Duck, imagine what you can do with the other one. I mean, there's a demand for it.
I would
Why
say-
not? You brought back. I mean, look, Nickelodeon brought back Turtles.
Yeah. Let's say you don't have to remake them, just put the episodes back on air. I mean, I guarantee you plenty of people still watch them. Kids today will still watch them because they're still that good.
Yes.
It's like if you brought back Animaniacs.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's like all
Yeah.
these shows that were
I love
so
Animaniacs.
great with us, in my opinion, kids today, their TV shows are nowhere near as good. They're actually kind of stupid.
Well, they fell between the cracks. Like when we were growing up, not so much him because he's younger than us, but for us, it was a lot of '80s cartoons and '90s.
Mhm.
I love my '80s cartoons. I love Turtles, I love Transformers, He-Man. That was more like really fantasy realm of like big muscular guys, GI Joes, and
And then
guns.
the 90s came out.
Well, early '90s came out, and then you had a lot more interesting animal characters
Yes.
from Rocko's Modern Life.
Which is a great show.
You had Animaniacs,
Mhm.
DuckTales, Tailspin. Yeah, all those
Plus-
very
The awesome comic book shows. The X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, all three of those are great.
But then after that era went away. The last good era, for me personally, for cartoons, was Dexter's Laboratory.
Cow and Chicken,
Yes.
Ed, and Eddie.
I love Ed, Ed, Eddie.
Yeah.
Like the fact that went away. It's mind-boggling to think that SpongeBob SquarePants is still around versus Ed, and Eddie.
I think that's right there where it downfell. It's like SpongeBob came out and everything tried to follow that formula.
Yeah. I mean, because I love some Adventure Time, but if you take it and throw it, if I had a choice between watching Ed, and Eddie
over Adventure Time,
I'm going to go with Ed, and Eddie. So.
Yeah. I think everyone's trying to follow the SpongeBob formula. Yeah, SpongeBob can be entertaining, but do we need like every show to be a SpongeBob?
Yeah, well, there's just you almost feel, if I feel dumb watching it, I can imagine how kids are feeling. Like,
that's what I'm saying. This needs to just be a smart show for kids as well. I mean, SpongeBob, yeah, that's your dumb fun. Let's have fun with this show. But have a smart show. We had Gargoyles. That was a pretty smart show.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with us being older
No.
or younger when it comes to the audience, because, like I say, we watched Gargoyles as a kid.
Yeah. It was a smart show. It was good. I mean, X-Men, Spider-Man was probably one of my favorite things.
And what's inspirational about SpongeBob versus, like, the cartoons we grew up with?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, a guy who's obsessed with working at a fast food factory. What's that saying to kids? I'm not against like fast food workers, but if I'm like, I want my kid to watch like.
It seems like he's got no ambition.
Make watch the Amazing Spider-Man cartoons and the Gargoyles. It sounds kind of weird, like how's that inspire you? But there's a lot of science. Like you got, a lot of, yeah, like that kind of stuff, like technology, even like the old Transformers. You see all that, and you think kids might get interested in figuring out the kind of stuff. Like, how do Transformers work? I think Gundam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It leads to people's minds expanding and becoming useful. Just like when people say it used to be a thing with video games.
Mm-hmm.
A stereotype.
Yeah.
Like you don't learn anything from them. Actually, you learn quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is like to say you don't even learn more values. You still learn hand-eye coordination.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's at least that.
Kind of strategy techniques and how to solve puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with first you got to learn your hand-eye coordination, and you start slowly building mental capabilities with it.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with TV shows. Kids can watch TV shows. I mean, even when the kid shows were off, like the Rocko and all that, they were still Bill Nye the Science Guy out.
Yeah.
I still watch Bill Nye the Science Guy today. I watch him over and over.
Bill Nye the
Science Guy.
He had the Magic School Bus, which everyone loved the Magic School Bus.
What about you? Probably remember this one. Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
Take a look.
It's in a book.
Oh my gosh, he
Rainbow.
knows something. Amazing.
You did.
I know.
How'd you know that one?
I don't know.
So, it's not saying that you can't have stupid cartoons, but you gotta have intelligent ones along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've dumbed down the Teen Titans now to where they're really bad. The Teen Titans original show was really good.
It's a boom-buffoon.
I don't mind a little bit of cuteness in my cartoons, but when the market's getting flooded with like that kind of stuff, where like you said, everything's trying to be the next SpongeBob, and it's just
I don't think
working.
SpongeBob wants to be the next SpongeBob anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's just time to bring out something smart for children.
Did you guys see where Squidward got in trouble?
No.
No.
The guy who plays Squidward, like DUI.
Really?
Oh, God.
Well, that makes sense. He's always depressed.
They were talking about possibly taking his character off due to that. And I'm like, kids don't know. It's like kids are going online being like, Squidward got in trouble for drinking.
So that's where we're at. Darkwing Duck would have been a good show to bring back. Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but it has some fun stuff in there for kids as well. But all in all,
if you could pick a '90s cartoon, which one would you want out of all of them?
See, that's so hard. It's like, do I want to bring back Spider-Man because I love Spider-Man growing up? Do I want to bring back, the Sonic, the Adventures of Sonic, not the Sonic Adventures, the stupid one that was really stupid. That was voiced by Steve Urkel.
That's what I liked.
That's the bad one. There's another one that was way better. Yeah.
Hey Tails, want some chill out?
Yeah, that was horrible.
That was great.
No, that was horrible. There's a way better one.
Did you watch that?
No.
Another.
He didn't.
There's been a couple different songs, so I didn't know if there was a version of it that came out that you might have watched. But
Oh,
Sonic never really had much of a shot. I actually think the first one I was talking about, like, at least had somewhat of a run. The rest of them seemed like they'd have like a season.
They had a season. I don't know why. This other one was Adventures of Sonic or whatever. Sonic, yeah. Had a good storyline. It's getting really dark, and then like at the end, you see like eyeballs look like shadow, and then they canceled it. It's like that whole hang on. Ooh, see what else would be a good one to come out? I just had it in my head. Now I forget. See what happens?
Eat the Cat. That's one of my probably up there. Like as much as I had written down, like I was really rooting for Rescue Rangers as being my number one to come back because I just really I loved in the '90s when they played on the animals.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, all of them like were bears or ducks or something.
They're
nice.
old characters from
Cat
Disney
dog.
too. They just repurposed. It was great.
Yeah.
You know who they were already. Had establishment.
Launchpad. I mean, Launchpad's like one of the.
Launchpad was on all of them.
Yeah.
He was on
guest
Tailspin.
appearance.
He was on DuckTales. He was on Darkwing Duck. He was everywhere.
He was.
So he was always Launchpad too.
I want a Launchpad shirt.
Probably find him now. Who knows?
Should have had, but
Split my neck. I'm gonna get a tattoo.
I would like to see Mega Man come back. The Mega Man TV show.
Oh, Mega Man was good.
Yes, it was like one of the best video game TV shows out there.
I missed out on so much.
You did.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should have been born earlier.
I know.
There's a lot you can probably look up YouTube-wise.
You can watch Mega Man.
episodes.
The Mega Mans are
probably.
sweet.
But if you get a chance, watch Eat the Cat.
Yeah.
That was my number 2 versus the Rescue Rangers. I don't know. It's like I said, it's tied between the two. It was a '90s. I think it was more in the evening, like when you come home eat supper. There's
Yeah.
Eat the Cat. But
What was it about?
little fat purple cat. He had a gigantic pink girlfriend named I think Isabel. He always had a rich. But he's such a bitch. I did you catch? And you remember? No? Okay. And then she had a dog, shark dog,
Oh.
and he just tormented Eat the Cat. It's kind of like if you're familiar with Rocko's Modern Life, it has that kind of aspect to it,
Yeah.
where it's like I guess
Borderline adult.
yeah, like he's living an adult. I think he might have had a job.
Like Rocco's Bar Life was working for a sex operating line.
I still remember the episode where the shark dog like got a sock stuck in his throat, and then he became like it came out like a rap. He's like and then like shark dog, dog. So it was yeah.
Reminiscing about childhood.
All Real Monsters. You haven't watched that, right?
Nope, he has.
Dude, if you watch All Real, actually, as far as it might not be the greatest on the list of cartoons, but as far as imaginative, I would look down at first because that was just so out there, especially for Nickelodeon at the time. It was about as much out
It was
there
creepy. That was the greatest part.
as Ren and Stimpy kind of.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy was always on that weird fence. It was
Now that was more adult themed, Ren and Stimpy. All Real Monsters wasn't, but as far as a cartoon that just kind of stood out for its time, and really, if it came out now, I think All Real Monsters, I think kids
yeah.
go crazy for that because it's just something like
it was really
I just feel like
creepy.
these networks are missing that imaginative, like creative.
Well, you can't have
world.
that violence and that scariness either. I mean, it's.
Though I did kind of question the boss.
Oh yeah.
He like
He reminded me of Tim Curry.
what it is it's actually it's actually like Monsters Inc. before Monster Inc. was a thing.
Yeah, it's like
That's what it was. All Real Monsters is an academy of monsters who scare people.
They don't need to scare people for they just do it. That's like what they want to do.
Yeah, but their teacher or whoever it was had like a really high squeaky voice, but he
Reminds
was
me
like
of Tim Curry, like a really like from.
But visually, he was like a giant slug with a bunch of legs,
Yes,
but he had high
yes.
heels on.
Yes.
That was a weird part of that.
And then red fingertips, I do believe, or red thing.
He had a squeaky voice.
Fingernails.
Oh, it was. There's some crazy stuff in that.
I can't remember their names. It's been a while since I've watched, but I was like the guy. He held his eyeballs.
Yeah.
He didn't have. Yeah,
He didn't have any eye sockets. He'd hold his eyeballs up like this.
And so he had to use his arms to hold his eyes up. And he had like hair and armpits.
And then he'd throw his eyes so he could see stuff and
Yeah.
be real stinky.
Yeah, he stunk.
Oh, it was great.
And then you had the girl who was kind of like a
Looked like
candy cane, but it's like black and white.
And she could like umbrella, hold her or something like that. She always scared people.
And then the purple bunny-looking kind of character.
Yeah, everyone thought he was a bunny. I was like, oh, he's so cute. Good.
What was he?
Just a monster.
He was a monster.
I don't think
All
he
these
just kind of
monsters are
looked-
not really based on anything. They're just creepily drawn things. So it was great.
I love that time era for I think that was Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that time era. 'Cause I mean, that was-
Nickelodeon had a lot of great shows. Cartoon Network had a lot of great shows.
Yeah, that was during kind of like the Rugrats era as well. Rugrats, I think, is another one. There's instead of having your kid watch SpongeBob SquarePants, have them watch Rugrats.
Just it's all on Netflix now, I do believe. Just start on Netflix, let them watch that. At least there's some.
It's kids using their imagination and creating a boring day.
Not like the Amazing World of Gumball or
like
Uncle Grandpa. Uncle
That's worse.
Grandpa.
Uncle Grandpa.
But what I like about Rugrats is they take like an episode where they're like climbing like Mount Everest and like snowballs are coming down at them and they're like, Chucky, hold on, and stuff like that. And then towards the end you realize it's just them on the staircase, pretending all this is happening while like Angelica is like throwing laundry at him or something, and she's like the abominable snowman.
It was a great show.
Did you ever watch Rugrats?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the T-Rex?
Oh, Reptar.
Reptar. Yeah.
I mean, even had Doug. Doug wasn't the best TV show, but it had some imagination.
Yeah, I was never the biggest Doug fan, but I'd watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch it over these new shows. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Just put on the old stuff for the children.
Quailman. He used to put his underwear on the outside of his pants, and he tied his belt. He's like, Quailman.
He was like the most boring kid too. It was like I had the power to write and draw. It's like, what kid really wants those powers?
He's a kid that grew up and did something in his life, though.
He did.
He's that guy. He's that guy who's like, Weird Ball. Well, that Weird Ball's like a millionaire now because he created like something.
He created a Post-it note. Something like that. Just created something stupid.
He became like some type of engineer.
So that's that rant. Making kids watch 90 shows.
Bad news.
Yeah. So we turn bad news into great news.
Yeah.
Go watch go watch the 90s cartoons.
Yeah.
And if we're not getting the Darkwing Duck remake, fine, whatever. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it on something else.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's like a Kiss cartoon or something like that actually has it all on there. Who knows? But someone says that them all.
Yeah.
YouTube, maybe.
YouTube probably has it. Who knows?
Alright, well, moving on. We're going to next game that's coming out that I'm excited about is Doom. They had a new trailer.
Doom.
Yeah.
The remake.
I don't know, is it a remake?
I think it is.
Okay.
I don't know if
I could tell from the trailer. Like
I don't know if they're calling it Doom 4 or if they're calling it Doom.
I think this is called Doom, so it might be.
It's just called Doom, I think.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool if it's a remake. I'd like to see the original Doom redone.
I don't know if they all went together in the first place. I played Doom 3 on Xbox, and man, it's been a while since a game came out that like, when you play it in the dark, you're like, this is kind of creepy out.
Yeah.
And Doom did that. I never had that feeling since like Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
The first
Silent
one.
Hill.
And the original Silent Hill games, And those games kind of went away from the scare factor and went into more
action.
Let's just pop, zombies' brains open and see how much graphic we can get. Which this game does have that. Like, I watch the trailer, I watch the gameplay, and it has that. But Doom always comes through with having those moments of like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. This is a virtual world, but I do not want to go in that door because, or the lights will like flicker, and then something will go by, and then next thing you know, there's demons like falling out of like portals.
It's like if you guys ever
crazy.
played Dead Space, it looks a lot like Dead Space, but first person and with all the original Doom guns.
And they're usually really smooth.
Yes.
Like
it's Bethesda game.
Yeah, Bethesda's with this one and ID
id Software, yeah.
The PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So pretty much your main ones. Of course, it's not going to be on the Nintendo because
Nintendo's family friendly.
Yeah, I mean this game's going to be
not family
graphic. If you're familiar with, if people are crying about like the Deadpool movie being rated R, don't let your kids buy Doom because I mean talking chainsaws just like slicing through demons. I mean you got
punching demons' faces off.
Yeah, there's like a part where it's like, oh, how do I get through this door? Oh, there's a dead guy over here. He goes over and like puts his foot down and rips the guy's arm off. He's like, do, and puts the hand up on the door thing so it opens. I mean that tells me that's a pretty graphic game. So go watch your SpongeBob and have fun with that while
plus there's demon things, all kinds of demon creatures because I guess it's kind of like hell for Mars or something like that. If I do remember what the original game was about.
Yeah, I think they might all take place on Mars from what I remember. The third one did, but with this one, like you wake up in the facility that's overran by the demons.
Yeah.
And the playthrough trailer, it shows both sides. Like it shows them going through some of the facility, and then later on they will show you them actually in hell. or wherever the demons are coming from.
Yeah.
Because some Doom has different. Like I said, I mean, the movie there wasn't really.
There was a movie?
Yeah,
You seen that movie? Everyone gave that movie hate.
I loved
But
it.
that movie was really good.
For me, like one,
It's a
Dwayne
video
Johnson,
game.
The Rock. I actually thought it was like a really good movie for him.
I'm glad he turned out to be the bad guy. Spoiler.
Spoiler.
If you haven't seen it, I mean, come on, it's old.
Yeah, it's been out forever. But I mean, it followed pretty much close to what.
What's that little 5-minute first person's perspective with the chainsaw?
Mhm.
Awesome part of
It had all the classic
Characters,
characters.
creatures.
It had a good. I don't even know how much. There probably was a little bit CGI compared to them actually. It's still era of making monsters, so it had like alien moments. Like if you're used to Alien, where like they kind of hide stuff by having it in shadows.
Yeah.
But that's what made Alien cool because you didn't have CGI back then. We talked about this on the last episode.
Real effects.
Real effects, and you have to figure out how to make it work. So that dark shadows, the alien head just comes out, and then the teeth.
Yeah.
And then like she's all there like, and then but you're like, if that was CGI, it would have been
No.
That's real.
They would have went out of the way to just try to show you as much of the CGI, and it would have been scary. And then I thought the Doom movie captured that. Like it had its moments of building the creatures. Another movie that. Since we're kind of the horror genre, my brain just goes weird places. Get ready for that if you watch our YouTube. I just do that.
Random jaunts everywhere.
Here's some random junk because I just had that moment.
Main
the
focus,
alien.
and then we'll start going this way and this way.
Yeah, that's how my brain works.
I'll try to reel it back around to where it needs to go.
Yeah, he's throwing me out. He'll reel me back in a minute.
Yeah.
But are you guys familiar with Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt.
Oh man, you never watched Tales from the Crypt?
Your geek card is being taken away here shortly. I mean, seriously.
Again, though, I mean, we're gonna blow his mind one day. We're gonna have a day where we're just
We'll make that a
Set into a
video.
TV.
That's what we'll do.
with his eyes like with tape on him. Just Chris sitting there like, I'll never be the same.
A
So much
Clockwork Orange?
awesomeness.
No, no. Do you know what a Clockwork Orange is? No.
Something like that.
See?
But anyways, and I got to reel him. Our bobbers got tied in. Now I got to hang off it now. I was gonna go with I think it's called Demon's Night. Was the movie the first movie?
Was it Demon's Night? Oh, I don't remember so many
Demon's,
of them.
I don't think it was Demon's Tale, but
There's
it
a
was
lot
the
of-
first. It was the first Tales from the Crypt movie, and man, if you haven't watched that, like for its time, the animatronics they used and the puppetry is actually I don't think there's too much animatronics. It's like puppetry, but man, that movie was pretty creepy. It still is creepy. It has a little bit of a Evil Dead aspect to it. If you're familiar with the original Evil Dead movie, where like the demon came and just went to one person, and then like me and you be talking like this, all of a sudden Chris like starts stabbing me. I'm like, ah! That's how
Well, that's it. The show.
yeah. I don't know anything about that. He is a demon. But it had the aspect of like the demon was waiting outside. He couldn't go in because they sealed the doorways with the blood of Jesus Christ. But like he kept finding his way through people somehow. It's been once to watch that one, but so you never know who's going to be infected by it and become like a demon. But the animatronics and the puppetry so good in that movie.
Which I think it's just the point you need to get back to that kind of stuff. The CG. Just,
I mean, it has nothing to do with Doom right now, but
but
man,
still, it's just going back to last week because we're still on the whole CG stuff.
man.
I understand it's cheap,
With movies.
but man, if you want to make a good movie, you gotta spend that a little bit more.
But anyways, let's say graphics look amazing. It looks like it's going to be scary. I say go check out the trailer. The multiplayer. They announced Domination, Freeze Tag, and Clan Arena so far. They showed a little bit of gameplay. Let's face it, if you've played a gun game, you know what to kind of expect on multiplayer.
Mhm.
There's going to be
It looks a lot like Quake. If you remember Quake.
yeah. But I do like their Doom Snap map. It's where you're going to be able to customize your own maps and levels, game modes. If you want like a survival mode or 4-on-4, what you have, what's your life total, all that good stuff. I mean, so it's going to be a complete custom multiplayer, which we've seen in other games. I was never a big fan of like Halos.
Yeah.
Because like you couldn't change the map, like you can take the level
And
move
put stuff in it.
and put stuff in it. But this, you literally get to. They have rooms you can click from and add hallways, and so you get to design the whole thing and what goes in them.
Mm-hmm.
Where you want weapons placed, and then you get to throw them on a line, and it's almost a little bit like what's the Mario game right now?
Mario Maker.
Mario Maker, but rated R. You know, like kind of version.
Yeah, it's Bethesda, like we said, and Bethesda's really good at giving gamers free reign to do stuff with their software. I mean, have you ever played? Yeah, well, have you ever played any of their Skyrim or Oblivion or something on PC? They give you like a builder's kit with it, so you can go in there and pull stuff out of here and do this. It's really nice. Bethesda's really, really good at letting you do that kind of stuff with their video games. So this is just another thing on it. And, Bethesda's also good at making sure the games come out on time. So the release date is probably going to be the release date. I mean, this isn't that Witcher 3 developer who says, oh, it's going to be out here, and keep getting pushed back 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, this is, what's this supposed to be? May 13th.
May 13th. So, yeah, I would expect May 13th. It's exactly what Bethesda does. They give you a date. They don't give you much of a date. It's like usually 5-6 months before it comes out. That way they know they're going to hit that date. Same thing with Fallout. You only had, 6 months before Fallout came out, and then it was here.
Game I still haven't really got around to playing, but I've never been the biggest Fallout guy.
I haven't either, but my roommate has been playing it off and on whenever he gets the chance.
It's good.
It's pretty good.
There's issues. Like I said last year, I could see why it was the Game of the Year to go back to the previous show again.
Oh yeah, I'd love to play it. It's just a big game.
But I still think they should win Developer of the Year every year because they do what they say they're going to do every year.
You always look forward to a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
I think Bethesda is going to announce their new Elder Scrolls game at E3.
Sweet.
Which would be great. We'll cover that more when that comes out.
Yeah.
Because I'm always looking for Bethesda anything.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bethesda makes very few games, but they always make good games. And they always come out when they say they're coming out. That's why I like Bethesda.
I'm really shocked. I mean, I'm just surprised how much they can put into a game and have little things here and there in the game that they have to fix.
Yeah, that's what people goes like, oh, they're glitch monster. But yeah, but look how big these games are they're making.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that many glitches in these games compared to how big the game is.
All the content that each game has is pretty incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. They always put enough in there to keep you busy for hours.
I always find it surprising. Like, I'll take Gears of War for example. When it comes out, I like Gears of War, but when the game comes out and the multiplayer has glitches, how do you have multiplayer glitches just off the start? Like even the new Call of Duty. I love Black Ops 3, but they had the whole thing where people just spinning at the thing, and they haven't had to change that now or something. Like, you did test that? Like, it's a one map. Like how hard is it to put nerds out there will volunteer for free. Like, hey, play this game for 2 weeks. We don't care. Find glitches, and they will. I know they do testing, but quit rushing that stuff. Bethesda at least doesn't. As big as that game is,
there may be one or two game-breaking stuff, and it's like 1 or 2 maybe. But they'll fix it. They always have. They borrow out patches and stuff, and they'll fix it, and they'll make sure they fix their stuff. Bethesda, you're a great company. Keep making good stuff. If anyone sees that video. That's what I got to say about it. So,
yes.
Yeah, Bethesda, their snap match, just giving people what they want.
Yes, and yes.
So, next week we'll probably talk about more about video games, what's coming out this year, we're really looking forward to.
Right.
But we need to do some more research so we know exactly what's coming out this year,
Yeah.
what's been pushed back, and what's, been moved forward.
Yeah.
Probably none of them.
It's been a busy week for us.
Yeah, very busy. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So we'll do more of that. We'll talk about more video games next week. I know a lot of you people love video games more than comics and movies and stuff, so we'll get on that. Yeah.
All right. This is kind of an interesting topic. We didn't really go with it, but it just seemed interesting. It's going to be video games versus tabletop versus board games versus card games.
I know 3 different things, but they all have their purposes, and they have pros and cons.
Yes. I mean, obviously, this is all going to be opinionated, so
yeah. Don't take us what we say seriously. Like this is the only way.
Because really, with all these, I love something from each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But they also got their cons, especially with age things. I think that's a problem with certain ones for me. Like video games has evolved to where when I was a kid, the biggest thing was Mario Kart, GoldenEye. So you're limited to your friends to play. You had to get together for your four people. That was before that was even before you can Xbox came out with the connecting. I don't think they came out with it, but they had the link cables. 64 didn't have that. So you had your four friends. You played the crap out of that game, and at least video games evolved into keeping their audience on both sides. If you're a kid, you can still get your friends together before it. And when you get older, now you got online access. Yep. So you can, if you're at home and your friends are like, dude, no man, I'm trying to get wasted tonight or something because I have no life. And I'm the one who don't have the life either. They're like, oh, I want to play video games. But yeah, right. I love video games over drinking. But High C. I drink High C.
I like a lot of High C too.
Slimer High C. I still have it from the 80s. I just have it.
It's completely expired and does bad things to your gut, but it's still delicious.
Turns you to a nerd. Drink Slimer High C. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. But so when you get older, you can connect online. When you're just sitting around, you don't need your friends. You got fake friends online.
Yep.
Who yell at you and say bad things, like a 12-year-old calling my mom on names, calling my mom.
And then also
Call of Duty.
Let's put
my mom was just a good person.
With video games, you can just play it by yourself if you want to, which is great. None of the other games we got, tabletop board games or card games. You got to have someone else there to play. Video games, you could be solo and just sit there and play these great stories these developers came up with, like Metal Gear Solid.
Right. You can play card games with yourself. You just have to go back and forth.
And have split personalities.
Yeah, because otherwise one person's winning because you're giving one hand the benefit of the doubt.
You know what Chris does all day long.
All right, your turn. Okay, my turn. Okay. Run back and
That's
forth.
what he does, yes. He has no friends. Not even us.
What would you say would be a con outside of like I say the I would say maybe some self-esteem issues because of being called like I said when I was a kid I grew up with friends playing so we called each other names didn't care because we were friends. Now I don't know how that affects a younger audience now like if they're playing their Call of Duties which they shouldn't really be playing anyway. Let's face it, they don't need to play Call of Duty.
No, let's leave them to like they're 16.
Yeah. But we'll just say your 14-year-old is playing Call of Duty. Like, do you think there's an impact with their development when they're yelling?
Yeah,
vice versa. If it's them yelling or getting yelled at.
Yeah. I'm gonna say they yell worse stuff than anyone our age would attempt to yell. I mean, some of the stuff they yell is.
Because you wonder how that works on the brain. Like, you get so used to being able to say what you want online to somebody. And with no consequences,
you lose your filter.
You lose the filter, yeah. So then you go out in public, and then you're just
you're saying a
monster.
Yeah, you're saying
because you play Call of Duty all day long.
I think that's way parents. I understand you should. It's hard. You should really be monitoring what they're doing online.
Because about the video game, I don't want to get into those topics where it's like we should ban video games.
No, I think video games
that has nothing to do with it. That has to do with
maybe Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. But it has to do with the parents,
Yeah, just monitor what your child's
doing. My
doing.
parents knew what I was playing. Because if me and my brother were in there cracking each other's heads open with the controllers because I beat my brother's butt at Mortal Kombat, they just pulled it.
Yeah,
like you're not playing this game. So, and you don't have money. I hate that. Like, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, my parents didn't go, "Hey, here's $60, go buy a video game."
Yeah. It was hard to get video games as a kid.
Yeah.
It's just monitor what your kids are doing online for that. I mean, seriously, if you want to go.
I'd say that'd be a con, right?
That's definitely a con.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is detrimental to kids' self-esteem, to their mental growth, all that kind of stuff.
The online games.
The online part of it, because people online are rude as all get out.
I kind of think only Call of Duty is like the most detrimental.
Call of Duty, Black Ops, Battlefield, all those shooter games, because people are just like on the best at this because there's so much competition, which there shouldn't be.
Yeah, it kind of goes that way in some of the MMOs too, though.
Yeah, MMOs are pretty bad too.
But at least I feel like those focus a little bit more on teamwork, so you do develop a little bit more. So if you're a shy person or you don't have the best social skills and you're playing MMOs, at least you can kind of escape that realm of yourself and and express, and because you have to work as a team, or you just get booted, and you're waiting like.
Or you got
I gotta
two
wait
people
for-
like me and him just go around and start doing stuff and asking for money, and we get it.
As a girl character.
Yeah. Me and him probably the most unserious when it comes to video games, card games. Like we see people like literally go Hulk, and we're just like,
Whatever.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
okay.
We lost. Oh man.
Guess what happens? There's another round or another game.
Yeah.
Game, you know.
I care less about those statistics as long as I'm having fun. I know fun is subjective.
Is there any more cons? I mean, there's plenty of pros for video games.
I would say almost replay value with some of these video games. You really, because you can only play video games so much. There's only so much programmed into them.
It's true. If it doesn't have like a multiplayer like a GoldenEye kind of feel, then once you beat it, there's no, hey, bring my friend over so he can watch me play Final Fantasy VII over and over. Bart.
Talking to you.
Sounds like beef's going on here.
No, he just plays Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah, it's just the replay value. Just you lose it. I mean, that's why people got to keep on bringing out video games. They're expensive. There's a lot more coming out too. But then again, it's $60 to play it for one time, unless you got suckered in Battlefront.
Versus like because card games can get pretty expensive.
Oh, yeah.
But at least if you're spending the $60 or so, the good thing is at least it's a hobby. A lot of like Magic the Gathering, Force of Will, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Ohs. It's as most expensive as you want to make it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who I think that's where they get angry is because there's people who net deck, so they go online, figure out what the best decks are.
$1,000 deck.
Spend grand on a deck, think that they can go to a national tournament
And
win, and then they get salty and don't play anymore.
Yep.
Am I supposed to saying that? Is that an old school term? Salty.
Yeah.
It's salty sometimes.
It's the bomb diggity, no doubt.
No doubt.
Woo,
Work
90s.
it out.
It's 90s right there.
Let's go come
No
to
diggity.
wear the 90s
No
one
doubt.
time and have a straight 90s show just because I want to have that happen.
I'm gonna dress up as Zach from Saved by the Bell. 'Cause he's the coolest person to ever.
Just up like Heifer from Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
But video games, I guess they are relatively cheap. You can buy one, you can have so much fun with it, especially if it's like a game like Fallout will have so many hours into it. There are bad games out there, Battlefront.
Star Wars or?
Yeah, the one that gives you 4 maps and then
I can
makes
say
you,
I haven't played that one.
it gives you
Just
4
came out.
maps and then
They came out with
makes
some
you
new ones.
DLC. Yeah, you have to buy
Yeah.
That's another con.
DLC.
DLC.
You
Like I don't
developers
mind it, and
give us a full game and then give us DLC.
I don't like when DLC just comes out so quick because those maps are already that far in development. I mean,
They're really trying to milk you for money.
Destiny
kids,
screwed
not all
it up.
kids have that money. That's the problem. I guess that'd be a con as well. Is versus. I guess it would depend on the console. If if you like to get together for a good time with your friends, you can still put video games on the level of Magic the Gathering card games to board games because you can like us. We can be like, yo, let's hook up the 64 and play Mario Kart until it
Well,
is
he
morning.
can't because he's never played 64.
Oh, he can play. He's just gonna lose.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, what's this? I'm looking
He's gonna
around.
try to use
What's the red turtle shell do?
He's gonna try to use directional pad to do things.
What's the C button mean?
Yeah.
You know what the C buttons are?
Nope. He does not.
Go try to play. What is it?
Anything.
Not. I got Doom on my mind. What was the game with? It's right over there. We got it. Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem Forever. It's behind you, audience. The camera
Yeah.
Back there.
Yeah. But yeah, the C buttons. You use that to move around, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was. But you had joystick. And like, sometimes video games come with the worst friggin'
Controls. Another
design.
downside.
Got that controller with like the 2 things on the end and then the one.
Yep,
with-
that's 64. I enjoy
It's a
that.
family show. What are you talking about?
Sorry. That was kind of weird.
Kid.
I was just trying to.
Woo. Anyways,
So video games, yeah, they got some cons. You can play by yourself. You can play with friends online.
yeah, tabletop.
Yeah, tabletop. Ooh, yeah.
Now there's a difference between tabletop.
D&D.
Yeah, tabletop's your D&Ds.
Yeah.
Your Warhammers.
Warhammer. I don't know if we went the Munchkins maybe. Does it got miniatures? I never played
Oh,
Munchkins.
yeah.
I mean, the
Like
Munchkins, I
cardboard
probably put
cutouts.
more into board games. They actually have a whole board you gotta do.
Okay.
There's actually you can make Munchkins quick from what I see.
Okay, so tabletop, we'll stick to
D&D more or less.
and then all that kind of realm of things.
Yeah, I think Munchkins is a board game one.
So, yeah. So when it comes to D&D and stuff, fun thing is you gotta have friends to do it. You can't play by yourself at all.
Well, I think the hardest part of we'll go with D&D first is it has to have a DM. You have to have a DM.
Yeah, someone's got to know exactly what the rules are.
So you can have a whole group. You can have like 8 people want to play D&D. It's awesome. They can know a lot about it. But if you don't have a DM, then you got luck.
Yeah, you gotta have a DM. You gotta have dice. You gotta have all these books. You know, that's another issue. You gotta have all these books because they could have put everything in one book. So you can have like 5, 6 different books for different things to go along with. But the good thing is you can make your own campaigns. You can make it as long as you want. You can make it as short as you want. You can make your own character. You can do what you want.
It's very social. That's another thing. It's really good to do with friends.
Team building. It's a good team building game.
Yes, and you gotta use your brain.
You gotta use your brain, yeah.
For when we were growing up, there wasn't much people playing D&D or Magic. Our age, at least my age. I think it was maybe looked down on.
It was.
No, it wasn't the 80s.
They had that whole issue. I guess some people.
Not Magic. I think Magic came out like.
Yeah, Magic people call it satanic.
But we're talking about D&D.
D&D. Supposedly, some people like made a suicide pact or something. I don't know. Mom was trying to tell me something about it before. I have no clue. So we didn't really know about too much when we were younger. It's what I was told. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, people tried to demonize D&D back in the day.
They really did.
Yeah. But see, you're from a different era. You're not from that. See, when we were younger.
It was very conservative when we were younger.
It kind of sounds like how they made like TV out to be the bad guy, and then video games, and then.
It's what happens. It's always the next
D&D
thing's
was
always
the
getting
video
into.
games back in the day.
Yeah.
Like of villains.
I'm hoping we're getting out of that when it comes to stuff. The next big thing coming out. Oh, that's the devil's work. I'm hoping we're getting out of that kind of stuff because you see that.
I really think if you put you need to put D&D, Force of Will, and card games like that, even board games, more into schools, and you'd actually probably.
You gotta have math to do this
Yeah,
stuff.
it opens up your mind. Your mind. You're probably better at reading, writing, mathematics, because it's all making math fun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
all these games, tabletop
strategy
and card games. It's all strategy. It's all math, and it's all writing.
There's no summoning demons and I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, you don't summon
happening.
demons or nothing like that. Your character may summon a demon if you're
Necromancer.
Bring a stupid character like
The only thing we were able to summon was Chris.
Yeah, you see how well we work.
Yeah, when we try to summon a demon,
You even have fire.
we got
red.
the no soul child.
There we go. Gosh.
It's fun, but you gotta have a group of people. You gotta know someone who knows how to play it. First of all,
Yeah, that's the con.
You gotta have all the books. You gotta have little miniatures so you know exactly what's going on in these fights. Because that's the other bad thing. You have a whole map. You gotta know where you're at. And you gotta know what's coming at you. And there's a lot of stuff surprisingly you need for D&D. What was you expecting it? You gotta have paper and pen because there's so much stuff you get. You gotta write it down.
So it's one of those games that you do need at least 2 experienced people. The DM needs to be experienced. And I'd say it helps to have at least one person on the team.
One person experience.
Who's playing with you? Who knows?
We know this from a fact.
Yeah, like, hey, we shouldn't go in here because we got knowledge from the bar maid that says this is this kind of creature.
Yep.
If you don't know the creature, you're gonna be like, let's go and kill it. But if you get that one guy in the party who's like, I played D&D, don't go kill that. We go hire people and get a different strategy of.
Plus, we'll make sure you don't split the group up because it's very bad when that happens.
Yeah.
When the group splits up, it's usually you all die.
Yes.
So
Death will fight you.
So D&D's fun as long as you got the people.
Yes.
Woo.
So video games, tabletop. We'll go with board games because board games is.
I like board games.
Yes, I love board games. I loved Trouble is one of my favorites.
Not
Very simple.
Yeah.
Monopoly.
all those
Battleship.
classics, man. Those are classics. Everyone grew up with those.
I really like Catan. If you guys ever played that.
No.
That sounds like a fancy word.
We don't know what you're saying.
What is it?
Dude,
It's from the future.
You mean Chris Kattan, that Saturday Night Live guy?
No.
So what happens? What is it?
Well, in this game, it's not really a aggressive game. You pretty much start out with a village and then a road, 2 villages and a road, 2 roads, and then it has like 5 players max, and you pretty much, the goal is to like trade resources or gather resources and then get victory points to win the game.
Well, we might look into it, because that sounds pretty decent,
Yeah,
and
I've
it
heard
sounds
about
like very complicated.
Is it newer?
Actually, I think it's been out for a while. Actually,
So that we don't know about.
I know. I'm surprised you guys haven't heard of it.
Well, it's because, you know, we like, the nerds that come in here usually don't play board games.
Yeah.
It's measly, and it's usually Magic, putting out a case of Magic cards.
Yeah.
And Magic and video games. We will start really getting into board games here, hopefully, shortly.
Yeah, I'd love to have a board game night.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of board game. I don't care if it's, you could bring out the Sorry. I love Sorry.
Sorry.
Are you gonna make me move back? Oh, you didn't just jump me.
Sorry, bam!
Yeah, slide me back, but sometimes like, you get the one that makes you slide back like a board, and you get a little dot and you slide back, and then you're like, oh, I can go up to home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good times. So with board games, once
Not much
again,
violence.
no,
Yeah, either.
no violence, unless you have one of those violent board
I
games.
can't think of a time where like I was playing Sorry, and then like,
Except for Clue, because you know you got to find out who murderer is. That's pretty
well, I
violent.
meant violence with each other.
No,
It
well,
wasn't like too much.
Monopoly. Monopoly's a friendly
I
game.
think, Monopoly, I would just get. If I feel like I had no chance winning, I'm like, I'm gonna go leave. Like, I'm tired. What time is it? I gotta go home. Mom's making spaghetti.
Monopoly games last 10 hours.
Yeah.
Sit there, stare a person down until they quit. So yeah, but you gotta have people to play these games. Bad thing is you gotta have a good place to put it, because you gotta have a table to do that kind of stuff. So you gotta make sure everyone places. And the great thing is though, they're usually real easy to do. They're quick and easy.
And usually they're 2 players, 2 to 4.
2 to 4 usually.
So you don't need a giant group.
Yeah, don't need a giant group, but and they're quick usually, except for Monopoly. Monopoly can last forever, but usually these games last between 20 minutes to an hour. That's a good little time waster.
And it's another one of those that has like different. There's so many different board games out there for different genres of people and your intelligence level.
Yep.
Like, I like the fact that you can play a simple Sorry game.
Yeah.
I like it how
Or
they got.
Monopoly's a little bit more up there,
And then Risk.
Risk, and then you can go into like chess playing.
Yep.
You know. So, you know,
So yeah, you know, board games got that.
I used to
All
have the
ages.
Goosebumps game. Did you ever have the Goosebumps
Don't think
boards
so.
game?
No.
I think it's, it was the era where, like, you know, where board games started trying to get a little bit more
Sophisticated.
interactive.
Yeah.
Like things were moving, kind
Yeah.
of like Mousetrap.
Yeah, Mousetrap.
Yeah. I can't remember too much about Mousetrap besides like I know like all had the gizmos.
I just
you know,
wanted to make
trying
the gizmos go off. I care less about the actual game.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of companies that tried to just mimic that. Like, look how Mousetrap is. Everybody wants to own Mousetrap just because of that one little
Yeah.
trap. So that boosted the demand, I guess, for those kind of games. But I had a Goosebumps game, a really cool game, and at the end, I think you solved something or got on something and it made the tombs explode or something.
Yeah.
Like a phantom ghost came out. You're like, sweet. I think it actually had like a voice thing that would say something or scream
That
at
was
you.
back when everything needed batteries.
Yeah, when board games started about, and that was probably the con of those.
Yeah.
Because how many people actually took their batteries out after those, anyways? And they'd be drained.
Yeah, you could get like one use out of the batteries and get done.
Monopoly with like the credit card thing.
Dude, that thing wasted so much time because I had it. It took longer to do that than actually count the cash out.
Oh.
It sucked.
What do you Uno would be Uno would be considered a board game or I mean it is a card game.
I'm gonna throw Uno more into the board game category than the card
Because it's not
game.
really so much as
I guess I'm gonna call
board game in your hand.
Yeah, we're gonna call card game trading card game.
Yeah, let's do it. That would
Yeah,
narrow it down.
because I'm considering Uno more board game. I mean, you still gotta have the other people and
There's not
they're
much.
quick.
There's not much strategy to Uno.
No,
It's just
it's like what you have in your hand. Play this. And
it's
boom.
basically a board game in hand.
Yeah.
Like the rules are kind of you can't customize it or anything like
Yeah.
that. You know, it's draw in hand.
Mhm. So
Repeat.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Reverse. Oh, you thought you was going to skip me? I don't
Yep.
think so.
Pick up 4.
Yep. Wild card. I win.
Wow.
Perfect.
So, yep.
Uno.
So that's board games. I like them. I hope to do more with them here shortly. It's been a long time since I played a good board
Yeah.
game.
You don't see too many people get mad during.
Yeah.
It happens, but it's not as much as video games and other card games.
You took it! You took my pieces!
Pieces of what?
I don't know.
I took your Monopoly hat. And I wears it under my hat here.
Oh, I miss Monopoly.
That's right. Keep it.
Those my boardwalk.
The car.
I have park, please.
You too.
Anyway, we'll go on to the final one.
Maybe I melted your Monopoly pieces and turned them into silver bullets in case a werewolf comes around and we have to shoot the werewolf. So I actually saved your life.
Are they silver? That'd be awesome.
No.
Oh, sure.
Well, they're imaginary creatures and leave me alone.
Okay, trading card games.
Yes.
So this one is how much you want to put into it.
Yes.
Because if you're playing Magic, you're putting a lot of money into your trading cards.
It's going to become like an adult kind of, or
It's become a very competitive scene where you got to have a lot of money to do
It's
this
huge.
stuff.
Magic the Gathering is huge. Force of Will's gaining speed. It's got national tournaments now. You got tournaments where people from America is going to Japan playing tournaments. Same thing with the Magic. So you got. I don't know too much about Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon. I don't know where they sit, but they got national tournaments.
yeah, it's definitely.
So you got, which is really funny, because again it attracts a different audience. But it is really funny sometimes when I see like people my age get really angry during a card game versus a kid who's not getting as angry.
Like we've
Because the
actually
kid-
seen people who actually stop playing the card game because they've lost.
Yes, it happens quite often. You know, so they're kind of games that you can make it a game. There's people that get just too competitive and then turn it into like I don't know what they want out of it. To be honest.
I think they want to make a living out of it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to say this for every game. If you want to make a living out of playing video games, you're doing something wrong with your life. You need to have another career. And then if you get into that way with actually playing something to start making money out of it, then start doing that.
Become an artist. You know all these games that's coming up, from your Force of Wills to Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, My Little Pony. I mean, there's so many of them.
Yeah, there's tons of
They
them.
need artists.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, if
they need new rules and stuff like that. Or, I don't know.
I'm just saying, if
Create your own. There.
yeah, if you're really to the point to where you want to do card games for your life, have a backup plan. And stop getting so mad when you lose. I mean, it's just a game, people. Please.
You're always going to lose at life.
I mean, I guess you say that no matter what, you're a loser. I never say this.
Soul.
Give
this man a soul. No,
But
I've seen it too many times. You know, people.
But there's a lot of fun in it. I don't want to take away. There's
there's
a lot
tons of fun.
I guess one of the things is make sure it can get out of hand like video games for your kid. A lot of people think that you drop your kid off to play cards that, you know, they could be just introduced as much hate as the online gaming.
It's amazing how much hate.
Yeah. If you think your kids are coming to a shop like this and they're playing cards and they're not hearing bad things sometimes, or you know, at least you can I can, you know, control people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that is kind of a good thing. But, you know, you can't control the person that's losing. So sometimes people just take it too far and get too angry over
Something
a card
doesn't
game.
need to be angry about.
They're really fun.
They are.
Again, a lot of math, you know,
Lots
involved
of
in.
math,
Yeah. So
I'm gonna say Magic is pretty easy with math because they use like ones and twos, but when you get a Force of Will, they're like 800 points and 7,000 points
Right.
and stuff like that.
Yu-Gi-Oh does that.
Yu-Gi-Oh does the same thing.
I never really played Pokemon though.
Pokemon, I don't know what they do either. So, but when it comes to that, of course, you got your cons and they're really expensive. And then, you look into the cards, you open a good pack, you know, it could be a brand new box of a new set of cards that just came out, and this card's only worth $500. All it is a 15-cent card.
Now remember, this is the market that people, like, if you go to a store like this or I don't know, like a mall store, and they got cards set up, you know, there's a demand for them, so like everybody goes by like certain sites to price. But like I said, it's expensive to be able to make it. If you're looking for certain cards, you can pull them. You know, it only costs the company 2 cents to print these things.
Yeah.
But the demand, you know, like anything else.
That's what it is. Demand really, really gets these card games going.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had card games like Magic of a pack that has not even released yet. The cards are already worth so much money. And then people will sell it that week or the 2 days later, and then after those 2 days, it's already dropped down in price because they wasn't as rare as they thought it was.
There's a big stock market kind of effect with card games.
It really is. I mean, if you want to play the stock market, good for you.
And that's kind of a con about card games. To me, versus the board games. Board games, you get all the pieces you need.
Yep, you get everything you need.
Or expansions. So, everybody has a fair chance.
Yep.
When it comes to the Magic the Gathering, Force Wheel, that kind of card game, it's not as fair because you have to, if a guy could spend $1,000 on a deck versus the kid who's got a start deck and threw some cards in there, because of, you know, the whole set doesn't come in a box for somebody to like make it fair.
Right.
So
that's what we say. You know, everything's got their pros and cons. If you want to play some of these, you know, especially a trading card game, come up to the shop. Shay, myself, you know, we're usually here. We'll play some Force Wheel with you. Chris may be here.
Maybe.
You know, we'll play
play Game of Sorrow with you.
You know, we have another guy here who plays Magic. He'll play Magic with you.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have a good time. We're not going to yell and lose. If we lose, we lose.
Teach you how to play.
Unless I lose to Shane, and then I'm going to yell at him.
No.
And he's going to yell at me if he loses to me. That's because that's what we do. So, and I think that's about all we have for the week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll just cut it off here. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Andrew Shearschmidt.
For sure.
Shane Mess, and we are Geeks in a Box.
Woo!